What's up, Fractured Compass fans? This is Bree, and we are bringing you a special video to talk about the largest land expansion that is going on at Disneyland. I think you guys have heard of it. It's called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Right? Who hasn't heard of it? So the reason we're bringing this video is because we want to do a pre-Black Spire Outpost survival guide. Now, what makes me qualified to bring a Black Spire Outpost survival guide? And this is the pre-survival guide because we haven't gone yet, but Jax and I had the pleasure of actually going to one of the preview nights on the 20th. And so we have experienced this land, and you guys, it's amazing. It's breathtaking. They outdid themselves. I was a huge Star Wars fan. I wasn't a fanatic, but I was a fan, and what they have done is completely immersed you in the Star Wars universe. So before we get into the land, and before we talk about all that immersion that is going on, let's talk about just showing up to Disneyland if you have those reservations and what you need to do. As of now, obviously, we are opening in 3 days. It is T-minus 3 days till May 31st, and Galaxy's Edge will be opening to the world. And you have to have those reservations as of now between May 31st and June 23rd, and we've all been harping on that. Please don't show up if you don't have a reservation. You will not be getting in, and there will not be a standby. There won't be like, people didn't show up, guys. Like, you want to go in? Like, that's not going to happen. Who's not going to show up to Galaxy's Edge? Literally, the reservations sold out in like 2 hours the first day. It was a nightmare to get onto it. Everybody who does have reservations and is listening to this, remember your QR code, and I have some notes right here because, guys, there is just so much going on in this awesome land. And remember, if everyone in your group is 18 or older, they are going to need a government issued ID. Now, you guys are able to check in 2 hours early, so if your reservations are like at 4, you can come at 2 o'clock to Star Wars Launch Bay inside Tomorrowland, and that's where you'll be doing your check-in. They'll be scanning your code, and they'll be issuing you colored wristbands for your 4-hour time. And according to Theme Park Insider, even if you have a reservation for 8 a.m., you will be able to enter Disneyland at 6 a.m. and go to Star Wars Launch Bay and actually check in. Now from there, I don't know, because obviously it hasn't opened yet, whether they're going to keep everybody inside Star Wars Launch Bay. I don't think they'll do that. Just because if there's like 2,000 people checking in, that's a lot of people to be inside Star Wars Launch Bay if you guys have ever been inside of it. Or if they'll kind of make a human cast member wall and divert you guys over to one of the 3 entrances that they're going to have you go into over by Big Thunder Trail. Alright, so after June 23rd, what are they going to do? Well, according to Disney and Theme Park Insider, that they will be going to a virtual queue. Now, I don't know how that is going to work because we're going to have to get past these first couple weeks before we run into that. But the tip is, please download the Disneyland app, and do that anyways. Even if you have reservations, just do it. It will let everybody know what is going on with Galaxy's Edge and what is going on with Disneyland. So that Disneyland app is going to be your best friend, especially after the 24th. What they'll probably do, and I'm just going off of stuff in the past that they've done, is they'll probably have you make a spot by a virtual queue. They're gonna have you make like a reservation or like a fast pass through the app, or they'll also have like those boxes set up that they usually have for like Fantasmic, those movable fast pass machines. And you'll have to go to a location and actually scan your ticket and get out a time to go into the land. Until we get through these first 3 weeks, we're not going to know how they're going to do that, but I am assuming that they're going to do both, or they're just going to go through the app. Now, speaking of apps, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is going to really play off of the Play app. So if you guys don't also have the Play app that goes along with the Disneyland app, please download that, because it is going to be the most interactive thing you've ever seen inside Disneyland Park. I have it downloaded. I wasn't able to use it at the cast member preview, But some people they got issued company phones to like actually check it out and see if it worked. But I'm really excited to use it. Now Jax, Mike, Arl, and I, we will be going on the 1st of June, the second day it's opened at 5 o'clock, and we'll be checking it out. And I'm really excited about that because not only do we get to see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge during the day, but then we're gonna shift into that nighttime, and it's lit up with purples and blues, and the spaceships are lit up, and it's super awesome. They did a really good job. Whoever did the lighting package, so good. And I'm just saying that because I'm actually a lighting designer. That's what I have my degree in. So, oh my god, it's amazing. Now, little kids 13 and under can do the costumes, you guys. If you're 14 or older, there is no costumes, even though they do sell some legit costume pieces inside there. They look really, really good. You guys can bound. If you guys don't know what bounding is, check it out. It's just colors based off of a character that you love, but there are no costumes. Now that we've taken care of that, what do we do when we get inside the actual land? Well, we're gonna be in our queue. Obviously, they're gonna be checking our wristbands to see that we're supposed to be there in that time. We're gonna enter this land, and whatever portal you enter it in through, it is going to be the most magical experience you've ever been through in your life, going into a theme park land. This is the largest expansion that Disneyland has done in a while. Obviously, California Adventure was the largest theme park expansion that they built, the whole new park, but this is a whole new land inside Disneyland, and Disneyland really hasn't been touched too much since 1955. I mean, you have your original lands. We added Toontown and Toontown, but which, by the way, is getting a revamp. Rumor has it. Later. I'm all for it. I'm here for it, Toontown. But other than that, it pretty much hasn't changed. I mean, we've revamped some rides, we've taken stuff, we've done that, but this is a whole new expansion, and this is 14 acres of a land that was a long time coming. Now, we know that Batuu was kind of the answer to what Universal was trying to do with their Harry Potter and their Diagon Alley over in Orlando. And if you guys have ever been there, you know how immersive that is. This is just as immersive, if not more. And I love Harry Potter. I love Universal, and Universal Orlando did Diagon Alley amazing. And I really hope we get Diagon Alley over here at Hollywood, because that would be really, really cool. But when you enter Batuu, you cannot see any of the outer world at all. You do not know that you're inside Disneyland at all. So once you enter that portal area that you're going into Batuu, you are in the most immersive experience that you've ever been in your entire life. I feel like they've built it like an amphitheater. And Jax, going into Batuu, she's a huge Star Wars fan. She's been a Star Wars fan before I was a Star Wars fan. And she kind of didn't want to like it. There's a lot of hype, and sometimes when things get so much hype, you're like, how good could it be? And she's reminding me right now, the real reason is because Rise of the Resistance is not going to be open, and it probably won't be open till way later. But that's the one ride that she was looking forward to, and you know, we're all looking forward to it, but she's like, I don't want to like it because Rise of the Resistance isn't open and I want to see it. And she walked in the land and her jaw kind of just hit the floor. So Jax, did they do a good job? Yeah, it's pretty cool. They did a good job. So obviously, let's talk about the land. When you get a land, make sure you have that play app going. Okay, that's going to be your number one thing that you're gonna want. Your play app is gonna start like kind of act as your Star Wars data pad, and that's gonna allow you to translate the Arabic that's on the wall, so you can start looking at everything, type it in, or even I heard somebody say you could scan it. They were having problems with the scanner, but that could have just been the phone that they were using. So you can type that Arabic in. You can see what all those are saying. You can also scan objects for Easter eggs in the land, and then you can also hack into control panels and droids. So based off of what you're doing on your data pad, you may have something interact with you in the land, or you may find out a secret, or you may be like, oh, look at that. So even numbers, certain numbers up on certain things mean certain things. Let's look at the one attraction that is open, and when you first walk in, because people are either going to go to one of two places. They're going to go to Oga's Cantina, or they're going to go to the Millennium Falcon ride, Smuggler's Run. Both are right next to each other. So Millennium Falcon is just a little further than Oga's Cantina, and then Oga's Cantina is kind of right here. You have this general kind of circular area in the land, and then once you get to the far left and even go past the open marketplace, that is when you're going to go into the widest walkway you have ever seen in your entire life, because everything is super wide there. There's just room until you get into like certain shops and everything, but you'll walk down that path it's very wide, and that's where you'll see Rise of the Resistance. Obviously, opening up at a later date. But it's still worth it to go over there, guys, because one, they have a full X-Wing, okay? A full-size scale, 1-to-1 scale X-Wing. Right next to it is an A-Wing, all right? And if you guys don't know what A-Wings are, look it up on the Wikipedia or go play Star Wars Battlefront and fly an A-Wing and see how squirrely it is. They're really fast. Now a lot of you, if you've seen the drone footages and you're like, well, there's another X-Wing in the land. There is another X-Wing in the land, but you will not be able to see it until Rise of the Resistance opens. Dun dun dun! And that's Poe's ship. And it's cool. Alright.
Because it's black.
Because it's black and red and it's cool. So, Smuggler's Run is basically you are flying the Millennium Falcon and you are doing a job for Hondo Ohnaka. If you guys don't know who Hondo Ohnaka is, you're going to want to watch the Clone Wars or at least look him up. He's a space pirate. He's really cool, the badass space pirate, but he has a legit business that he needs for you to find coaxium. And if you guys don't know what coaxium is, watch Solo, because they did basically the entire movie was about getting this coaxium. You can ask Jax, by a thumbs up, when you said power up the Millennium Falcon and you pressed those 3 buttons and powered up the Millennium Falcon, was it the coolest thing ever?
It was so cool.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. It was
so
cool.
It is pretty cool, guys. Now,
and we were pilots, so.
We were pilots, so as you can tell, there's, as other people have said, in other videos, there's 2 pilots, 2 gunners, 2 engineers, and some people are like, oh my god, being the pilot is like the best thing in the world, or they liked being, you know what, only people heard that they liked being the pilot. But let me tell you something, you need a good team. You need an amazing team to get this coaxium for Hondo Ohnaka, okay? Because your pilots have to line up the ride. They have to line up their ship in order to get it in front of the train. Your gunners have to shoot all the bad guys, and then your engineers are not only going to be in charge of trying to fix your ship if your pilots are running into everything, but they're also going to have to be shooting at that some like cables into that train to get that coaxium. And I probably should have put up a spoiler alert before I said any of this. You need a team. You need such a good team, because I've ridden it twice now. I've only gotten 1 coaxium. And then I didn't get many credits. And then this other guy that told me he rode it said he got 2 coaxium. And then there was a rumor that if you're that good, if your team is that good, you could get up to 8 coaxium for Hondo. So who knows? It's like a video game. It is like a video game that you are in this pod and you are controlling, and your team needs to work together. What I'm saying is that it's very rewritable. It's like you don't write it once and then you go like, oh, that was cool, and you walk away. No, you write it and you go, you know what? I could have done better. Let's go on it again. Or I want to be the gunner this time. Like, I want to see if I can shoot all the bad guys so we can get the train. Or I want to shoot the train. Or I want to be the engineer because I want to like shoot out the cables and I want to grab that train so we can get that coaxium. I want to be the pilot. If you're the right pilot, you get to throw yourself into hyperspace. If you're the left pilot...
it's really cool.
If you're the left pilot, you know, you're controlling... What is it?
Yeah.
The yaw. If you're the right pilot, you're controlling...
Pitch.
The pitch, you know, so it's a very re-rideable ride, and I went into it thinking that, oh, it's just gonna be a screen ride like Star Tours, and you're gonna go through it, and yeah, you get to like press some buttons and that's about it. This is like bragging rights. This is like, well, how many did you get? Well, we got freaking 4. How many did you get? I only got 1. Dang, I need to go back on, you know, like.
It's like the trash talking that happens outside of Toy Story, Midway Mania.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
times 1,000. That's how I see it.
It's like, you know, like Jax was saying, like, you go on Toy Story, like, what was your score? Well, I didn't get that many. Okay, well, I gotta go back in again. Like, we had a group that used to go on it to try to just learn the secrets so that we could get the highest score. This is gonna be the same thing, and it's very well done, and the queue is very well done. It's very immersive. You're not bored at all going through the queue because things are going on all around you. They're trying to fix an engine and everything. So, not Rise of Resistance, Smuggler's Run, A+. A+ ride for having the immersion that it does, making it very re-rideable and people wanting to go back and wanting to do different jobs throughout the cockpit. Last but not least, it is a motion ride. It is a motion simulator. If you get motion sickness, you could get motion sickness, but this is the better ones. And I believe because you have a job, because they did such a good job with how they did the screens, I get motion sickness, very much so. And I went on it and I was not sick at all because I was so focused on what I was trying to do and I was in control of it that I didn't feel it all. I feel like if you just kind of sat back and didn't do your job, you might start feeling it, but they did a good job. Just focus on what you have to do. You'll forget all about it. You'll be so hyped up and trying to get that coaxium and trying to do whatever Hondo asked you to do, that before you know it, the ride stopped, it's over. It's done. And there are different outcomes to the ride the more you beat your ship up. Okay, so if your pilots suck, you're not going to make it back to the planet. I'm just letting you know that. Moving on from Smuggler's Run, now you've done the ride, you just have some shopping, maybe some eating that you want to do, or maybe some other like building experiences. Okay, so let's talk about Oga's Cantina. Oga's Cantina is very small compared to how many people are going to be wanting to go inside of it. So please be aware that when we went to the preview, it was about 1 hour to 2 hours to get inside Oga's Cantina. You have a 45-minute like time limit to be in there, and you get 2 drinks and you're out. Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, you're out. Okay? And according to other people's vlogs, they don't even mix the drinks there because it takes too long. They literally just bring it down, pour. They're already pre-mixed. They give it to you because they need that snappy service because there's so many people in there. So if you are diehard, want to go into Oga's Cantina, skip Smugglers first and just go straight to Oga's Cantina so that you can get in there, enjoy Captain Rex's spinning his DJ music, you know, getting a drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and then moving on to other experiences within the land, because you do only have 4 hours at this time. That obviously will change, but even if it does change and they're gonna let people in for however long that they want to be in there, you're gonna even have a longer line to get into Oga's, because there obviously is a capacity that place can hold, and they're going to hold to it or it's going to get shut down. Moving on from Oga's Cantina, if you guys want to try any of the other foods, you have Docking Bay 7. Docking Bay 7 is a very large quick service restaurant. So basically you're going to be waiting in a line, going to order your food, getting it from the counter, and then going to sit down. We tried the Tip Yip, which is basically just fried chicken. Now there's a Tip Yip adult and there's a Tip Yip kids. They also have, I love Tip Yip. It's basically just fried chicken. It was like a fried chicken cube thing. And then they had mashed potatoes with like peas and carrots and stuff inside of it, and then it was almost like a lime-based gravy that was at the bottom. It was amazing. And you know what was even better? Oh my god, I'm getting so excited about this. They had sporks. Okay? Not forks and knives. They had metal sporks for you to eat, and it kind of just, I was like, yeah, metal sporks. Okay.
They're funky sporks.
Yeah, they're funky looking. They're not just like your normal sporks. They're like, you know, they're Batuu shaped. Like, they're like space shaped. Like, it's pretty cool. But we ate there, and I got a regular soda, like a large soda, and then the kids and the tip you have, it cost me about 25 bucks because the kids meals come with a little drink. So we got that. It cost me like $25. No big deal. You also have Ronto Wraps, which is towards the marketplace. So you have Docking Bay 7. You have Docking Bay 7, and then you have the marketplace. So if you start going into the open marketplace area, you have Ronto's Wraps, and then
you can't miss it.
You can't miss it, literally. And I heard that is really good. We didn't try it, so I'm looking forward to trying it on the first and kind of looking at it, because people are describing it kind of like as a really, really high-end hot dog kind of thing. There's like 2 different things, but it's $13. So gets me into my thing of everything is really expensive, guys. So please, like, bring money, or make sure that that's what you want to get. Okay. The Docking Bay 7 food, I think, is averagely priced, but an adult meal is going to be about $15 to $16. And then you've got the Ronto Wraps, which is $13. And then you've got the blue milk and the green milk, which is $8. It's $8. I'm not going to try it, but you guys, blue milk is coconut and rice milk with dragon fruit, pineapple, lime, watermelon flavoring. And green milk is coconut and rice milk with mandarin orange, passion fruit, grapefruit, orange blossom flavoring. They're really trying to like push the limits of flavors because you're supposed to be on this distant planet. So if you're like, what is this, like shaving on my food or something like that, or they added some crumbs or something, they're really trying to immerse you in everything. Food, silverware, drinks,
like
whatnot.
Even the cups look different.
Even the cup, yeah, even the cups obviously they're like regular cups, but they don't have the Disneyland thing, like regular Disneyland artwork put on it. It's literally just like a brown cup with like a little red stripe around it, and it's really cool. And then obviously like their bottles, you guys have, if you've seen them online, this is the Dasani bottle that they sell inside the land. And then I kind of asked the cast members, oh, do you guys have the little like soda bottles? I didn't know what to call it because I was really trying to play with them and like see what they called it. And they were like, oh, we don't have enough credits to get it from the supplier, so maybe next week, traveler, which was really cool. But I was able to get the Dasani. This was cost about $5 for the bottle of Dasani. Going through the open marketplace, you've got all kinds of different vendors, and they all try to have it look, all the merchandise is really, really unique there. You guys see, this is a Ahsoka Tano doll, and then this is the Ewok doll or Wicket doll. So they kind of look like they're handmade from the other park. So you won't get the merchandise that's sold inside Batuu in the rest of the park. It's going to be only sold in that section. So if you want something that's like the little puppets or something like that, you need to get them inside Black Spire Outpost. You cannot get them at the Emporium or anything like that. It's going to only be there. So walk through that open marketplace, and then right across from the open marketplace, if you go into this kind of like round building, it's Doc Ondar's Antiquities. Please don't skip it. I had a friend that was like, I didn't even know it was there. And it's the coolest store that they have. And when the doors open, you just see a wall and you go around and it opens up into this amazing store that has a lot of collectible stuff inside of it. That's where they have the legacy sabers, where you can buy like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, Darth Vader's lightsaber, Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber. They run about $100 to $200 depending. But they have the coolest things. They have a sarlacc, like a baby sarlacc that's inside of a little case that's wiggling his little antennas. And you can see it. They've got a full animatronic of the, like, basically shopkeeper counting clients and looking around and stuff like that. They've got tauntaun heads, like somebody has like gone and hunted these animals and they've put their heads up as trophies. You can actually, they're full size. And they've got a lot of Easter eggs inside that. They also have holocrons. If you guys don't know what those are, they're basically like, they almost look like Rubik's Cubes, but they're puzzles, and they tell you kind of like the Force, and there's a light side and a dark side one.
Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, watch Star Wars Rebels, and he plays with the holocrons. Holocrons, sorry. But they're $50 a piece. So if you want the light side and the dark side, the Sith holocron and the Jedi holocron, and you put them together, it's $100. But they're really cool looking, guys. They're like glowing all on the wall. It's really hard not to touch. Check out Doc Andra's Antiquities, an amazing store. Now, if you want the two other experiences that are going on, head to the Droid Depot, which is just through past the First Order area. And you're gonna go inside there. You can do a BB droid, or you can do an R2 droid, or an R4 or whatever. So you're gonna go in there, you're gonna pay your 100 creds, because it's not called money, it's not $100, I think it's 100 creds, or credits. And you're gonna go in there, pay your 100, and then you're gonna go to an open area where there's like what's that thing called?
Conveyor belt?
Yes, you're gonna pay your 100 creds, and then you're gonna go to the conveyor belt where there's gonna be a ton of droid parts. You're gonna pick up the parts that you want. You're gonna go to a little area that has an automatic like screwdriver, and you're gonna put your droid together, and then they'll come and they'll activate your droid, and you can either have the Resistance attitude or you can have the First Order attitude. So depending on which one you pick is how your droid is gonna react to either other droids, or like if it's around the First Order, or as it goes through the land. So check that out. And then Savi's workshop is going to be a junk workshop, but it doesn't, all you have to do is go up to them and ask if you can make a reservation to build a saber. And for 200 creds, you can go in there and experience building your very own lightsaber, which is completely custom to the parts that you want. Whether it be Peace and Justice or Elemental or anything, you'll get a pin that will let them know what way you're going with your lightsaber parts. They will bring those parts out. You will put that lightsaber together with however you want to do it. The extra pieces that they bring, you don't get to keep. They take those back. And then you basically, as you're doing it, there's kind of like a light show that kind of goes on and talking about the Force and the balance and everything. And then I do think Yoda makes a special message to you at the end. But that is 200 creds, and to people who are fanatics and that absolutely have wanted to do it, they said it is absolutely worth it to get that lightsaber. That hilt is metal. It weighs about 2.5 to 3 pounds. You get a battle-worthy light shaft that's either, I think, 24 to 36 inches, depending. You also get the case with it, and it's so battle-worthy that there was a rumor that they smacked them to a metal pole for about 15 minutes and they did not break. So,
a rumor.
That is a rumor, but they are battle-worthy lightsabers, and that is, to all the people that I have been reading on Facebook, that is a pretty fair price for a battle-worthy custom lightsaber. Okay, and plus you get the whole experience of what's going on, because it's supposed to be a secret. Because Savi's just a junker, right? That is it that I have all for this pre-Black Spire survival guide. Now, we will be bringing you a video after we have gone, and we can bring you footage of the land. I'm really excited about it, guys. And the last but not least is what I want to warn everybody about, is that you do only have 4 hours in the land, and there are rumors that they will cut the lines off depending on how long they are. So if your reservation is at 5 o'clock and there is a 2-hour line for Oga's Cantina, they will most likely cut it off at 7. Okay, you will not be able to get in line after that. So if you think you've got time, you don't. So do everything that you really want to do first and then move on to everything else. Same goes with Smuggler's Run. If it's a 2-hour line, guys, they might cut it off an hour to 2 hours before your time is up. So please, please think about that when you're making your plans to go to Batuu. And that is it for now. We will see you on June 1st when we get back from Black Spire Outpost once again with the whole crew. Yeah, because the boys haven't seen it yet, and I'm so excited that they're going, and that I'm so excited to show it to them and what they want to do, because I know that they want to build a droid, so we might have them bring their little droid in here so we can like roll it around. So until next time, always be ready, because you never know where your compass is going to take you, including another planet. Bye bye.